Good evening, everyone. Today, you are all welcome to our physics reverse class. So, first of all, I would like to introduce myself. So, I am Lahiru Dilshan Obbesekara, finally undergraduate from University of Moratuwa. Uh, yeah. Okay, I think now it is audible. I think some kind of sound effect occurring. Okay, I'm saying about myself. So, I am Lahiru Dilshan Obbesekara, finally undergraduate from University of Moratuwa. So I'm doing physics English medium classes since 2020. So this is my fifth year. So there are many students who taught from me. So this class is specially done for the 2026 and 2027 students because I think you are very lucky and you are very dedicated students because if you are in here now, you are some not a normal usual student because you are some dedicated one because you join this program. Okay, so I think there are many English medium and our mother tongue also Sinhala medium. So I would like to explain something in Sinhala and English both. So don't get fear. We can go with forward with our usual mother tongue and uh, English medium also. Okay. So uh, this class mainly uh, focus on four lessons. The first lesson is the electronics and then properties of matter. We can grab lot of marks, such a pack of marks. Okay, so if you properly do these kind units, you can get some higher marks from your A level paper. Okay, so 2027 students are also welcome for this. If you completed these lessons early, it is very helpful for your uh, future journey also. So in our reverse class, we mainly cover these four lessons in 5 months. Okay, so we try to finish these lessons when it's about May or June, so we can completely finish these lessons. So first one is current electricity. Today I'm going to start that lesson. So first of all, I would like to introduce these lessons with its importance. Okay, so what is the marks proportion that these lessons take in our paper? Okay, so current electricity is a main lesson in our syllabus. You know, mechanics. The other one is oscillation and waves. The other one is heat. Another main giant lesson is current electricity. So it contains some 8 MCQs. Then there is some structured question. So it is out of 5 marks. Then there is a essay question also. It gives us 7.5 marks. Okay. So we can see together 7.55, that means 12.5 and 8, 20. So we can obtain 20 marks, okay, from our paper if we done this current electricity unit properly. Okay. Then let's move to the electronics. So there are 3 electronic MCQs in our paper. Okay. Then there is no structure done, but there is a essay one. So it contains another 7.5. Okay. That means this contains 10.5 marks from our physics syllabus. Okay. When we move to the properties of matters, so there are 3 properties of matters. So it also contains 3 MCQs. Then there is some essay question. It also contains some 7.5 mark. That means it is also 10.5. Ne? Okay. Then finally, when move and radiation. So usually there are 3 marks in our MCQs. There it is also contains 7.5. So it is also 10.5. So now you can see the total marks that can be obtained from these 4 lessons. Why I say these units are very important. Okay. We take some 1 year for our mechanics, ne? But only mechanics contains some huge mark proportion about 25. Okay, 12 and one structure. Okay, it is about, but that contain 10, 10. Okay, if you do very, you can obtain these 50 marks. 50 marks means a C pass. If you do not anything before these lessons, does not matter. Okay, so uh, first of all, I would like to say these lessons are very dependent from your previous lessons. Am I audible? Can anyone send message or I think there is a lag or something. Hello, hello. Can someone put a message on chat or something? Uh, I feel some lag. Some, some okay. I think it's okay. And hello. Am I audible? Anyone can put a message to chat or audible but lagging. Uh-uh. I think there is some network issue. Yes, sir, but sometimes your voice is bit lagging still. Okay. So, think the connection is kind of worse. because there is some weather condition around our area. Okay. Okay, students, give me a 5 minutes. I'll prepare. Uh, okay. Uh, how about now? Hello. Is it good? Better then. Okay. Okay. Let's go then. Okay. So, I'm talking about the marks proportion. Okay. So, I previously said that our mechanics lesson, okay, it costs some 1 year, but it gives us 25 marks. Okay. But if we uh, carefully look at these 4 lessons, it contains around 50 marks. That means half of our paper. Okay. So if we practice very well these lessons, okay, uh, we can easily go for some higher value. I think in 2026 people, when we talk about their normal classes, I think now they are in heat or fields or something. So at the final months, if you try to these lessons, what happen? You clearly fit these questions in your exam because you practice mechanics, oscillation and waves, heat, that kind of things around 1.5 year. But at the final stage, at the final 3 months or 2 months, you all cover these ones. So there are no time to practice. So there is no confidence to do these kind of questions. So that's why you go off from these questions. So that's why we prepare these special reverse class because there is many requests from our students in our group class also. I can see some faces in here also. So they also want to do these lessons very quickly. I think if there is a 27 student in here, you are a very dedicated one. Okay. So if you doing the A level, your A level, which all the people are doing. In Sinhala we can say රැල්ලට ඔයා A levels කරනවා නම් රැල්ලට classes වල කරන ඒවා කරනවා නම් you can get a result that රැල්ලට එන result එකක් තමයි එන්නේ. Okay, so remember that in our A level 60,000 people do A level science maths both 60,000. Okay, but from these 60,000 only 2,500 I think it's increased 2,500 students go to the engineering faculties and about 2,000 or below that go to the medical faculties. So in Sinhala we can say රැල්ලට A level කරන කෙනෙක් නම් you can obtain රැල්ලට result එකක් 3 or something. If you want to do go to these 2,500 you have to do some exercise class journey with me. I think you can go to this goal clearly. Okay, so I think now our connection problem is okay. Please put a thumb guys if it is no issue. Okay, I think our Zoom session is recorded once recording, so you can get that recordings also. So there is no problem if there is some lagging or something. We can take that video also. Okay, now I'm talking about the importance of these lessons. We saw that there is 50 marks out of our A level syllabus. Okay, now I think you have a proper knowledge on this, so let's go with this special reverse class. So complete your A level syllabus before 3 months of your exam. When we talk about 26 people, when we talk about 27 people, you are in higher level lah, if you do this thing very well. Okay, so today I am going to start with our first lesson, current electricity, the giant lesson that in our this bulk. So let's move to that. So before that, I would like to send our tute to our group. Wait a minute, I put that into group. So I would like to remember this is our first day. So first day is free for all the students. You can see, you can review our recordings also. So I put a PDF version to our group. You can refer that thing. If from the next week we are going to start our class properly. So if you registered our class and maintain this journey, you will receive a printed note to your printed tute to your home also. So guys, give me a minute. I'll put the tute to your group. Okay. I think uh, you can see our tute now. So I put it into our group. So current electricity, I think this tute contains all of the theories that we have. I think it contains 100 questions, but inside some question there are some sub questions also. So there are around 125, 130 some kind of questions. I think it will be better for our journey. Okay, I think all of you oh, take that. Uh, Hello. If you get the tute, please put a thumb. Okay. Please open your tute and take it your side because we are going to discuss some questions on that also. Okay. So I think all of you got that tute. So first we discuss about our content of our special syllabus class. Now let's move to the one by one our lessons in our syllabus. Okay. So put your first title as current electricity. Uh, Please take a book. So you have to prepare your note your own self. So our first lesson, current electricity, put the title. Okay. So current electricity, very popular thing in our life, ne? So what do you know about current electricity? In our day-to-day life, everywhere, every time, at this moment also, you using current electricity and the applications and other things, ne? So, so what is current electricity? How it's made? How it works? Do you have any idea about it? So if imagine, let's imagine there is a bulb. Then we put a switch. What happened? It suddenly glow. So how this glow happens? Let's assume a fan. If we put a switch, what happened? The fan is getting to rotate. So we know if there is a motion, if some stationary thing get into motion, there should be a force, ne? According to our Newton's law in our mechanics. So F equals ma. So there should be a motion. That means there should be some resultant force, ne? So how can this current generate this force? Is it a miracle or something? Or what? No. Current is simply moving charges. Okay. Current means some moving charges. It can contain some electrons. Okay. Some protons and some alpha rays, some beta things, or whenever what we don't care the its value of the charge. If there is a moving charge, it is a current. Okay, that's the main thing. Okay, so if we go to uh, this point, first we have to categorize the materials in our environment according to the conductivity of this current electricity. Okay, you know there are in our environment there are many substances. In chemistry also you studied about that substances. So according to the conductivity of the current, we can classify these materials into three groups, ne? What is that? First one is conductors. Okay, first one is conductors. Conductors means what? If that material passes current, okay, we can see it is a conductor. As example, some iron part or aluminium, copper or something. What happen if there is a switch or something? If you put a iron piece and touch it, you can feel the current electricity's power, ne? Okay, so first one is conductors. Okay, the second one is what? There are some materials that do not pass the current, ne? They are known as what? Insulators. Okay, they are known as insulators. So these materials do not pass the current. Okay, so if there is some short in our wire, uh, if we put some insulator and touch it, we don't feel the power of current, eh? So usually what are the insulators? Rubber, wood. Wood means dry wood, not wet wood. So some kind of papers or other things, they can take as insulators. Okay, the third one is I think you might hear this, semiconductors. Okay, this is semiconductors. Okay, semiconductors means what? It has an intermediate characteristic of conductors and insulators. Okay, it do not pass the current very well as conductors, but when you consider the insulating characteristic, it do not completely pass current when it not. Okay, so it has some intermediate thing, some kind of current එක in Sinhala we කියන යනවා nah, that kind of thing. Okay, so conductors, insulators, and semiconductors. So first of all, we have to learn about these three. Okay, so below in our topic, let's start our note. So let's write these things. Okay, let's write. In this unit, in this unit, we studied about, in this unit, we studied about moving charges. Moving charges. Next sentence. If there is a, if there is a effective charge flow, effective charge flow in an environment, in an environment, we can say it as a, it as a current, it as a current. Okay, next sentence. According to the conductivity, according to the conductivity of the materials, of the materials, we can classify, we can classify these into three subgroups, these into three subgroups. Okay, uh, number one, electric conductors. Number one, electric conductors. Number two, insulators. Semiconductors. Number three, semiconductors. Okay. Okay. There is message in the chat. Let's see. But sometimes audible is but lagging. Okay. Okay. Let's go. How about the speed? Let's see. Is it too fast or too low? I think. Okay. So let's go with these conductors and insulators and semiconductors separately. So put a subtopic as electric conductors. First one, electric conductors. Guys, if there is any problem, audible problem or lagging or something, please put a message, because I cannot see your face in our physical classes. I can see your face. So if there is a problem, I can directly see it from your face. Okay. But now this is online platform. So you are in home. So there is no any camera on, any mic on. If there is a problem, I cannot see. Okay, whether what happens. So if there is any problem you face, please put a message to the chat. So if there is some notification, I can check that message and reply to you. Okay. Okay. Now let's move to the conductors. Okay, conductors means previously we discussed as what? The materials that can conduct atang pass. current very well is known as conductors. Ne? So how this kind of material pass current? I think all of people in here do chemistry. Ne? Is there any IT guys? So because I'm asking because this thing is some chemistry related thing. That's why I'm asking. Okay. There is no messages. Ne? That means all of you studying chemistry also. Ne? Okay. Okay. So conductors means what? In our second lesson, I think ionic bonds and bonds lesson, we say that our matter consists with some atoms. Ne? So when we consider atom, there are some electrons in some energy levels. Ne? Okay. What happened? Absorbing some energy or releasing some energy. These electrons go out from its bonds. Okay. Then what happened? That electrons stay in the surface of the material. Okay. So there are many atoms. When we consider a piece of metal block, there are many atoms. So that means if one atom emit one electron, what happens? There are so many amount of electrons exist. Okay. That means if we consider a metal piece, there are many electrons. We consider we known as that free electrons. There are many free electrons. Okay. So if we consider some a cube like this, let's assume it is 1 cubic centimeter. There are 10 to the power 23 atoms in 1 cubic centimeter. Okay. So think if one atom emit one electron, what happened? There should be 10 to the power 23 in only 1 cubic centimeter. Think kochara podi there. Okay. So many, it is a very large number. Ne? So usually we discuss the best conductor is copper. So if you do some electric works in your home also, you can see if you take some wires, what is the inside material? It's copper, ne? Because copper is the best conductor so far in our environment. So when we consider copper 1 cubic centimeter, that contains 8 into 10 to the power 23 free electrons. Okay, 8 into 10 to the power 22 electrons. So copper, aluminium, ferrous, that kind of metals we can take as conductors. Is conductors means only solid ones? No, 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 no. There are some liquids also. Okay. When we consider a acid solution, when we consider a base solution, or some salt solution, that can also pass the current. So ඔයාලා දැකලා තියෙනවද දන්නේ නිවුස් වල එහෙම ගොඩක් වෙලාවට යනවා මොකද්ද there is some power line එකක් යනවා නම් ඒකෙන් ඇලකට වගේ මොන හරි කෙනෙක් වැටෙනවා drop වෙලා වයර් එකක් ඒ ඇලට නාන්න බහැපු කට්ටිය සේරම gone ඇයි so water also a good conductor. That's why when we touch a current line we can also feel the power of current, electricity. Okay. So water also in chemistry, we discussed water is H2O, ne? But is this exist in H2O? No, ne? This is in H plus and OH minus kind. That means what? These are ions. These are ions. At the beginning, I said that what is current? Current means moving charges. Okay. So water can behave as charges. Then it is also a good conductor. Okay. And there is a very famous conductor, another. What? Earth. Earth is the best conductor so far in our environment, because that's why there is a earth line in your home. Every home there is a earth line. So what is mean by earth line? So there is some kind of big copper beam injected to the earth surface and connected to the all the there is some wire connected to that. That means earth is a very good conductor. If there is some shortage or something, that kind absorbed by the earth. Okay. So when we talk about conductors, so we see that aluminium, copper, ferrous, so that kind of metals, and acids, base, and salt solutions, that kind of liquids, and earth and water and human body also a good conductor. Okay, let's put these into our note. So put first subtopic as electric conductors. Right, like this. These kind of materials, these kind of materials conduct current very well. Conduct current very well. The reason for that, the reason for that is atoms ionized, atoms ionized, and atoms ionized and release electrons, release electrons. Brackets ඇතුලේ අපි apply කරමු free electrons. We say that electrons as free electrons. So bracket එක වහලා exist in that materials, exist in that materials. Then next turns, usually in a solid material, in a solid material, there are 10 to the power 23, there are 10 to the power 23 atoms, 10 to the power 23 atoms in a 1 cubic centimeter of it, in a 1 cubic centimeter of. Next sentence, from these atoms, from these atoms, some atoms release, some atoms release one electron or two electrons or more electrons from them. Next sentence, as example, copper is the mostly used, copper is the mostly used conductor in our day-to-day life, in our day-to-day life. It contains 8 into 10 to the power 22, 8 into 10 to the power 22 electrons in 1 cubic centimeter, 1 cubic centimeter. Okay, let's put some star marks below that sentence. Let's write like this. Examples for conductors, examples for conductors. First one, copper comma, aluminium, comma, ferrous, copper, comma, aluminium, comma, ferrous, kind, metal, ferrous, kind, metals. Okay, next example, acid, acids, comma, acids, comma, base, comma, and salt solution, salt solution. Okay, next example, human body, comma, human body, comma, earth surface, comma, water, earth surface, comma, water. Okay, so that is the story of conductors. Okay, then let's move to the insulators. Put the subtopic as insulators. Insulators. Okay, now what is known as insulators? The current do not pass. The things that current do not pass is known as insulators. Okay, so that means there are no free electrons. Usually, we previously discussed that in metal, what happened? 10 to the power 28 or 23 or something. Insulators, what happened? There are no free electrons in 1 cubic centimeter, at least just one or two, or mostly there are number of electrons, free electrons is zero. Okay, so there are no charges, so it cannot move. That means there is no current. Okay, so usually what, glass, then plastics, rubbers. Our atmosphere also insulated. Eh? What happened if our atmosphere is a conductor? So usually our current lines in our Ceylon electricity boards are in our near our roads. Ne? If the atmosphere is a conductor, what happens? We cannot go through a road also. Ne? මොකද වෙන්නේ? current එක අපිට පාර යනකොටත් just අපිට පදින්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම වෙන්නේ නැහැනේ. So the reason for that, there are no free electrons to move. Okay. Okay. Then let's write like this below the topic. There are no free electrons. There are no free electrons. Usually it is less than one. Usually it is less than one free electrons. Free electrons exist in 1 cubic centimeter. Exist in 1 cubic centimeter. Let's put as examples. We'll apply the examples. අපි just glass, comma, dry wood, comma, plastics, comma, atmosphere, and rubber. Okay, so that's the thing about insulators. Let's put another next our subtopic, semiconductors. Semiconductors. It's semiconductors. Okay. Semiconductors means what? Previously I discussed that it has the intermediate characteristic as between insulators and conductors. Well, so that means there are around, let's see, if we take some 1 cubic centimeter of semiconductor, there are 2 into 10 to the power 10 or something free electrons. So previously, what happened? 10 to the power 22 or something. So when we consider insulators, 10 to the power 0. So this has a medium value. Ne? That means in Sinhala, let's say, current එක යනවා නෑ වගේ, just like එකනේ. So what kind of materials behave like this? Do you know? Do you have any idea? In chemistry also we discussed. The elements that are existing fourth group. Okay, fourth group. Uh, fourth groups means what? Silicon, germanium, like this. These kind of elements behave as what? Semiconductors. Okay. So I'm not going to deeply discuss about that thing because it is chemistry, bonding and other things. Because I think when we consider silicon and germanium, there are four electrons at the outerst surface. So it is possible to remove all the four or take all the four to complete the energy level. Okay. So that's why it behaves as like that intermediate thing. When we consider conductors, we can apply this thing to the conductors also. Think about sodium or magnesium or something. Sodium means one has one electron. That means it is very, it want to be too stable. So it can remove one electron easily, then take seven electrons. Take seven electrons. So that's why it easily remove one electron. That's why it is going to the conductors. So when we talk about the insulators, sulfur, chlorine, that things are insulators. Why? It has 7 electrons or 6 electrons in outer surface. That means to complete its bond, what happened? The easiest thing is take 2 electrons, not remove the 6 electrons. That's why there are no free electrons. Okay. So, but when we consider this fourth group, what happened? It can remove 4 or take 4 to complete its total final energy level. That's why this is known as semiconductors. Okay, so let's write like this. This material shows intermediate characteristics of conductors and between conductors and insulators. Usually there are 2 into 10 to the power 2 into 10 to the power 10 free electrons in 1 cubic centimeter. In 1 cubic centimeter. As examples, we can consider elements. We can consider elements that are in fourth that are in group fourth group in our periodic table. In our periodic table. usually silicon, comma, germanium, silicon, comma, germanium are behave as semiconductors. Semiconductors. Okay. If we heat a semiconductor, if we apply heat a semiconductor, what happens? Do you have any idea? If we apply heat, so with this bonding thing, you can imagine, I think, right now. Anyone? What
So it
happened?
will get close to conductors.
Yeah, good, superb. Yeah, it tends to conductors, ne? Why? When we apply heat, that heat energy absorbed by the atoms and electrons in that material, and what happened? Electrons remove from the bonds, ne? So it has a higher energy, ne? In chemistry, we discussed about that. It goes to outside of our bonds. So there are more free electrons than its initial position. So it tends to conductors. Okay, good. So let's write it also. If we apply heat energy, to a semiconductor, it tends to it tends to conductive characteristics. Conductive characteristics. Usually at 0 Celsius Kelvin. Usually at 0 Celsius Kelvin, there are no free electrons. There are no free electrons, and totally behave as insulators. Totally behave as insulators. Okay, good. So now we discussed about insulators and conductors, insulators and semiconductors both. Okay. Now, if I ask some question like this, what is the most important material from these three categories? Let's see if it is insulators, so conductors, or semiconductors. What do you think? What is the most important thing for us? Any answer? What is the most important one?
The semiconductors.
Semiconductors. Ah, others? Okay. So, yeah, most probably in our recent time duration, semiconductors are the most valuable thing, but we cannot forget insulators and conductors also, eh? Because conductors are the main thing which carry current from one place to another. If we cannot transmit current from one place to another, there is no effect from semiconductors also. So we cannot say this is the best one. These three together, these three are very useful for humankind, because conductors are the person who travel current from one place to another. Okay. And what is the importance of insulators? If they are not insulators, our current recent population is not 8 billion. It is nearly 4 billion or something, because current එක නිසාම people just die. මොකද වෙන්නේ? So අපි කරන්ට් එක වදින්න නැතුව අපි මේ විදිහට ප්‍රොටෙක්ට් වෙලා ඉන්න reason එක, first reason එක, insulators. So when we design wires, what happen? We apply some rubber coating. Okay, if there is no rubber coatings, what happen? I think you see when you go to the school or something, you can see some pigeons or some birds are hanging on the current wires and they are totally gone. What happened? So in usually that current line there is no rubber coating because people do not go to there. So if some kind of monkey or something go to that place, it can apply that current. But in our home, all the current lines, they are coated from what? Rubbers or something, for our protection. Okay. So conductors are very important to transmit the current from one place to another. Okay. Insulators is very important for safety for us. And semiconductors is the major player of this generation. Okay, so we know transistors and capacitors and other things, the things that we use in our current situation, mobile phones, laptops and other things, all are a result of semiconductors, ne? Okay, so all together these three things are tied on each other. Both all the three are very important for us. Okay, so now let's we discussed about the materials. Now let's move to the mechanism of current electricity. So put the subtopic as mechanism of current. Mechanism of current. Mechanism of current. Okay. Now we know current is flow through conductors. Ne? Okay. Now I'm going to consider about a conductor. Okay. If we take a conductor in micro level like this, so there are many electrons, ne? But these electrons have different velocities into different direction. Okay, so let's assume this has like this velocity, this velocity, this velocity, and this has a velocity to below and this side, right side. Okay, so when we consider this kind of metal piece, the electrons that are in this metal piece has no unique direction. The each one has each directions. Okay, so if I draw a line here, what happened? So draw a line and consider effective flow. It is equals to 0 because there is no unique direction. This electron has this side, the electron has bottom side, so they are cancelled off. This has left side, another electron has right side, they are cancelled off. So when we consider a isolated metal piece, it has no unique direction of electron flow. Okay, but what happens if we apply a battery to this metal piece? This metal piece. Let's apply like this. Okay, we know what happened if we apply a battery to a conductor. There is a current. Okay, what happened? At the initial position, the electrons has no unique direction. If we take a effective one, it is equals to 0. But we apply a battery like this. Okay. In your further lessons, if you are learn about electric fields, you know, if we apply a battery, it can generate a electric field. Okay. Due to this electric field, what happened? Electrons are tend to move a unique direction like a parrot. Okay, if we apply this electric field, what happened? These electrons move to some same direction. Okay, Now, what happened? In initial position, there is no effective flow, but we consider now at that position, there is a effective current flow to this side. Ne? Okay. Now we can say, now here is the current. මේක තමයි current එක. Okay. So, what is the main requirement? We want a electric field. That electric field generated by a voltage. Okay. The terms we discussed in near future: voltage, current, potential drop, and other things. So if we apply some voltage, what happens? These electrons tends to move a unique direction. So this is known as current. Okay. Okay. Then I can okay, you can apply this image to your note. Apply the mechanism of current subtopic. Under that subtopic, apply this diagram